There's just such this iron curtain where you just don't know the actual price of the vehicle. You don't know what they can charge, what they cannot charge. And I mean, that's been historic within car buying.
Barbara and her husband John are disgusted at the practices of one used car dealer, saying the business tried to add additional illegal costs to the price.
And that was the shell game that we uncovered.
Their search for a used car led them to a dealer who advertised online, selling a Subaru.
And Subaru owners who usually buy the vehicle, they keep it for a long period of time because it is, I mean, it's one of those well-built vehicles.
And this price was a great price for the amount of miles on the Subaru for that year.
But when they arrived at the dealership to buy the car, there was a problem.
Because it showed the $19,995 price, and that was supposedly the best price they could do, but then it had a bunch of fees added onto it. And I said, I'm leaving, thank you, and I left.
The auto dealer was adding on fees, thousands of dollars.
To me, it should be fairly black and white. Advertised prices, if I go on your website and it says $27,000, that's the advertised price.
Barbara went home to do their homework.
I wanted to understand, what is a document fee? What are the electronic filing fees? How much should the taxes be on the vehicle, etc.? And I just started, Googling online and trying to educate myself as much as possible as to what all these fees are. Because it's not a $19,000 car. When they add everything in there, it's a $23,000 car.
Doing your homework pays off. In their research, the couple learned the Georgia Attorney General's office's position is that only government fees can be added onto the advertised price of a car, like tax, tag, and title. Meaning things like document or processing fees must already be included into the advertised price. No extra dealer fees are allowed.
So they were double dipping. And John actually the very next day called the dealership and said, hey, look, you can't add these fees back in. We're willing to pay this amount for the car, but you can't add the fees back in.
Informed of the law, the auto dealership finally agreed to sell the car at the advertised price, saying they made a mistake.
It drives beautifully. I mean, we're thrilled with the car, absolutely thrilled with it. So, and we're even more thrilled that the dealership did the right thing in the end. So that's all we wanted.
While there are acceptable ways to add in fees during a price negotiation, if you believe a seller in Georgia is violating the law, you can file a complaint with the Department of Law's Consumer Protection Division. Most other states are not as strict on what fees can be added.
We learned, and thankfully we didn't have to pay those fees.